And we on. Big Hen. Salute, bro. What's happening? Kevin Copeland, salute, bro. What's happening? What's good, fam? Going over to YouTube real quick, see? What's good with it, fam? They had canceled the fight, man, due to the Queen of England passing away. So we just gonna go on and do some trivia, man. Ain't really nothing to chop it up about. Really catch up on the fights that did happen. Excuse me, I was looking forward to the ladies fight. So we just gonna do some trivia. What's good with it though, Big Hen? What was y'all weekend like, man? What it do? Y'all catch any of these football games? Y'all see my Bills whoop on the defending champs, the Rams? Whooped on them something vicious, like 31-10 or something like that. I ain't even look at the Bronco game. Who winning at halftime? Y'all know? We're gonna start some trivia when Trey comes, just chopping it up with y'all, seeing what's good. Kevin Copeland said the Bills, they did their thing. Hell yeah, man. Did their thing. Let the Rams ass up. He said this weekend was 5. Browns won. Hell yeah, man. You see that? Myles Garrett was tearing what's that motherfucker name? He used to be the Browns quarterback too. Myles Garrett was on their ass, man. Field goals, walk off field goals, sealed the deal. Browns won it up. And they look real good too. They might make the playoffs. I wonder what the odds do you bet on them of making the playoffs, what they're looking like. Most of the time, shit like that, you got to do it early. Probably like 30-1 if you bet on them winning the Super Bowl too. Browns looking dangerous. Who else was an underdog looking real dangerous? The Dolphins. The Dolphins were looking dangerous. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, that's his name. Baker Mayfield. Myles Garrett was on his ass. He looked mad at the end of the game. Motherfuckers can't stop that boy. He know it. He shouldn't have traded teams. Think that fool ain't gonna come up off that end and light your ass up. Crazy as a mother. Hey, that's his name though, right? Myles Garrett, big end, the defensive end. He said, right, hopefully Browns make it, yeah. Kevin Copeland said my New York Jets lost and I was not too happy about it. They lost to the Vikings. They lost to either the Vikings or Baltimore, one of them. He said, but you can win a lot betting on the Browns. Hell yeah. They underdogs. They damn near ain't never gonna make it. Derek Bailey, salute, bro. What's happening? We just in here chopping it up till the trade come through. We want to do some trivia. So I'm just chopping it up about the weekend, man. They canceled the fights that I was looking forward to. Boxing just been tripping lately, man. They trying to sell us fights that's supposed to be free. They know should be free. Then you got the zone, want the fights over there in England. Shit like that happen. We gonna see. Everybody said he's still mad over that, man. Me too. Oh yeah, Myles Garrett, man, that fool was bad. Another defensive end is old boy from the Rams. And then you got 17-3. What was that? The Browns scored?
Salute, salute.
Oh, 17-13 for the halftime. Okay. That's the Broncos. Salute, bro.
Going down.
I was talking about old Miles Garrett over there. Lighting, he lit the Carolina ass up for that comeback win. Browns got their first win of the season, didn't it? Mike, check it in.
My bad. Hold on, I gotta go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hold on, let me go change my settings real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, Lamar Jackson looking good too, y'all. Kevin Copeland said left the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah. Said the Seahawks up. All right. Derek Bentley said salute to Trey. He'll be right back.
Salute, can you hear me?
Yeah. You kind of low though.
Damn, so that might be a bad sign.
Because I was gonna try something a little different tonight with the trivia questions, because I ain't write them hoes down. I was gonna get them straight off my phone since I got some better Wi-Fi and shit now.
I can hear you right there. Hey, can y'all hear Trey good now?
Let me know how I sound. Mic check, mic check. I was saying earlier though, we got our first win with them Bills on them, boy.
Yeah, I was talking about that. Got the defending champions out the way.
Yeah,
And
that shit was a smackdown.
it was a good ass game too. Got to see a lot, especially from my boy Allen.
Yeah, them motherfuckers went out there and put hands and feet on the motherfuckers. Offense and defense.
That's why I picked them. My preseason pick, man. I got to ride with them Bills.
Hey, Big Hen, there you go, right there. That's he said Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack, and Miles Garrett, best in the league on defense. It's a bad boy.
Yeah, I can't disagree with them too much on that.
I like the defensive ends. Defensive ends and linebackers. Quarterbacks good. Safety's alright, depending on what type.
I think
I
you
ain't
got
really.
them.
Huh?
No, my bad. I had heard a little break. I thought you had stopped. Go ahead.
I was going to talk about what's that fool name used to play for the Jaguars? Um, cornerback.
Oh, Jalen Ramsey.
Man, that nigga. I used to like that man. That nigga talk too much. Talk himself right into an ass whooping. My boy Diggs ran that nigga to the ground, man.
Hey, I can't forget about Michael Parsons, man. I know them Cowboys trash, but Michael Parsons is a beast out there though.
Is that number 7?
11.
Oh yeah, number 11, the beast. He got 2 sacks yesterday too.
Yeah, he back there hitting on Brady, man.
Yeah, I was like, who the hell is number 11? Number 7, the beast too though. I like number 7 coverage.
Oh, you talking about Diggs, Trayvon Diggs,
Yep.
Stephon Diggs' little brother, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that motherfucker feast of famine with it and shit, man. What's up to everybody in the chat, man? We just gonna come through and do a little trivia and talk a little boxing. We didn't really have a whole bunch to watch this past weekend. I did check out the Joseph Adorno versus Roldan. I can't remember his first name. Last name was Roldan. I did check that fight out. That motherfucker Dan Rayfield, he was picking Roldan to win. I knew that motherfucker wasn't gonna win. Adorno had 178-22 amateur record, man. He went out there and outboxed him, outclassed him a little bit. Big Hen said, right, Marl, I'm a defense type too. Yeah, that's what I love. I love defense, man. My favorite player of all time, I always be saying I like Lawrence Taylor, man, but my favorite player probably Prime Time. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch his highlights and shit all the time, man. It's just so much shit that he do on the football field. Special teams and defense.
Yeah, I like the Dion, but like I told you, Derek Thomas was my favorite. He was a chief. But Bruce Smith was my boy, you know what I'm saying? Coming off the ends. I like them defensive ends and them linebackers.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you, man. The game of football is won at the line of scrimmage. That's like the main principle for me when it comes to football. And I don't even look at teams and they ain't got a good defense, you know what I'm saying? But just the total package of bringing the entertainment and making big plays on the football field, he can change your fortune. I like Prime Time, man. He gonna get out there and lock a motherfucker down, take the whole side of the field away.
Hey, lock you down, then go on the other end. You know what I'm saying? And burn your motherfucking ass. Touchdown.
Yeah. Prime time was a beast, man. Yeah, but I definitely love them defensive lines, man. Just like when them Patriots when they were losing to them Giants. Them Giants going out there with Michael Strahan, OCU Manura, Justin Tuck. All them, man, them motherfuckers getting off the line on them motherfuckers, man.
Hell yeah. They had what's his name too at the time, didn't they? Strahan.
Yeah, that was the first one I said, Strahan.
Oh yep. Hey, look. I agree with this 100%. That's the rule of boxing is hit and don't get hit. So you right, Big Hen. He said you think that's true in boxing. Also, defense runs chips. What y'all think?
Yeah, man. I was just reading about a guy today. Damn, what was his name? His name was Bob Travers. They called him Nat Langham's Black. He was one of our early great fighters back in the day, man. Like bare knuckle. I'm talking about like in the 1850s and 1860s. But he was like the first. He was like the first fighter that I read about that maybe could have boxed today, because he was like a slick counter puncher. They really held it against him in his time and shit. They didn't like it because they felt like if you was a fighter, you should go head first at the motherfucker, just charge in. But this dude was a slick counter punch. You know what I'm saying? He let you get off first, and then he counter over the top of your punches and shit like that. And he was very successful with it. You know what I'm saying? And he did his thing in his career. He went on to be a trainer and work with other fighters and shit like that. But yeah, it just show you like even back then, if you got a strong defense and you able to counter punch and shit, man, that shit can take you far. So yeah, I agree with that shit, man. Defense is important, especially for your longevity too. If you walking through all these punches like Jerry Hurd and all these motherfuckers, man, you ain't gonna last that long. Big Hen said prime time okay. Dion one of the best ever two-way player. Yeah, prime time he better than okay. Shit, prime time the best defensive back. Well, he my favorite. I like him and Ed Reed. I like Ed Reed at safety, and I like Deion Sanders at cornerback. But yeah, I think he the best cornerback ever.
Hey,
Unless you want to go back to Mel Blunt and shit like that.
what about Lott? Safety. That
He
motherfucker
played
like a
cornerback
running
and
back.
safety.
Yeah, he like a running back ass up.
Yeah, he different type of player. I like players like that too that bring that physicality and have them folks scared to go across the middle. Have them thinking out there. Dion wasn't really that type of player. He wasn't really big on the hitting. So if y'all want to take that physicality into consideration, I ain't mad at y'all for holding that against him. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely did enough to make his impact on the field, though. But yeah, Ronnie Lott, nigga, that championship pedigree right there, man. Man, cut a finger off so he can get back on the field and do something.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But a lot of them safety, man. What's the safety? They used to play for the Denver Broncos and knock the shit out the Nigerian Nightmare. Steve Atwater. I like that type of presence too, man. You know what I'm saying? Get up in the box on your ass and knock the shit out the biggest, strongest running back in the whole league. You know what I'm saying?
That boy Taylor from Washington was a beast too. The one that got killed.
Oh yeah.
He was a beast too.
Yeah, I still go watch your highlights and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Sean Taylor. Derek Bailey, salute. He said, facts, Trey. Dion will cover, but not tackle a motherfucker. Yeah, he wasn't big on tackling.
He was like a Ferrari out there.
You know what I'm saying? Flying around, making plays. But yeah, man. What fight we got coming up? Oh yeah, I forgot what got us messed up this past weekend. I forgot with the Clarissa Shields and all that kind of stuff, man. I hate that we didn't get a chance to see that fight. Fresh off the press. You know what I'm saying? That shit seemed like it was gonna be a very energetic event. And we gotta get it pushed back to October the 15th. So I hate that we didn't get a chance to call that shit, man. But best believe when the 15th come, we're gonna be on it. We're gonna be calling something that day because it's gonna be all kind of fights and shit, man. So I'm looking forward to it.
So what everybody who y'all think gonna win this weekend? Who you think gonna win this weekend, bro? With Canelo and Golovkin.
Well, shit. Considering the competition Golovkin had, I think he might not be as sharp as Canelo. I'd probably edge out Canelo, man. It'd probably be a draw Canelo by split decision or something.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that too. But hey, man, when it comes to them rematches, man, it be hard to predict. I swear, this shit just crazy because like I be talking about them rematches, and I just told y'all I've been reading this book. I really read the book a long time ago, but I just been refreshing my memory. I learned some new things too, you know what I'm saying? But even back then, them rematches were hard to predict. You'll read about a guy, he go out there and whoop the shit out of somebody. Then they come back in a rematch and that motherfucker lose. I'll be like, damn, man, rematches is just hard to win. Like one of the only rematches that I saw that went the same way it went the first time was Tom Crib when he fought against Tom Molyneux. When Tom Molyneux fought Tom Crib, he lost the first time, but he got cheated. And he got overconfident in himself. And instead of training and doing his thing with Bill Richmond, he wanted to get out there and chase the women and drink and have fun and party and shit. So when he went out there with Tom Crib in the rematch, Tom Crib took it seriously. He went to training camp on Tom Molyneux ass. And he came back in a rematch ready. And he went out there and outboxed Tom Molyneux. But that's one of the rare times that I saw that who won the first time won the second time. What's up to my Amazon Angel, Miss Almond Brown? Said happy Monday, fellas. Well, what's up to Trey X, Marlo, Chad in the Mods, blessing. Hashtag get the fuck out of my gym.
Salute, sis. Winston Lee, salute, bro. What's happening?
My boy the Kane in the building. What's up, bro? So I had to work this Saturday, but I have October the 15th off. So God bless the Queen for a timely transition. Yeah.
Salute, bro. Beautiful.
Winston Lee said Redhead is going to stop Triple G this time. You know, like I said, them rematches be so hard to predict that it's kind of hard for me to stand on some solid ground and tell you, I think this is going to go down like this. But I won't be surprised. I really won't be surprised either way. If it's a close fight, that's really what I think it should be, a close fight. But it's just we got to consider Golovkin's age. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo has never dominated a fighter of this pedigree. In his whole career, he has never dominated a fighter of this pedigree where he just went out there and just beat the shit out of him. He ain't never done that. So that just made me think he probably ain't gonna do it this time. You know what I'm saying? But hey, like I said, it's a rematch, a rubber match. Well, not even a rubber match. It's just the trilogy. So, you know, we'll see.
Straight up trilogy. Gil Cole's in the building. Salute, bro. What's happening?
Salute. My boy D-Lo in the building was going down. Salute to you. Big Hen said, I mean, Dion was a beast. Yeah, Dion was a beast, man. That motherfucker changed your fortunes on the team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, field position, all that kind of stuff. When you think about them type of players, man. Salute to my boy D-Lo. D-Lo said, consider Canelo rarely gets clear separation versus his best opposition. That's what I'm talking about. These type of fighters, he has got some decisions over these guys. You know, like Golovkin, Ezra Lonnie Laura, he got the decision. You know what I'm saying? We might even can say Danny Jacobs, because Danny Jacobs was really like a step or two below this, maybe a step and a half below this. Like we going from a 5 to a 3.5, you know what I'm saying? But he still didn't go out there and just dominate Danny Jacobs. The only one that he went out there and got the stoppage was Kovalev, and he was compromised in the fight. And we look at Mayweather. Mayweather went out there and beat him. He fought against Bivol. Bivol went out there and beat him. So when I just look at all these high caliber guys, 4.5s and 5s on my scale, he's not dominating these guys. So it made me think, man, this motherfucker might go the distance, but you know, it's a rematch. Derek Bailey said, man, talking to Gil Cole. Oh man, I hope y'all ain't talking about no. I can't talk about nothing, man. I gotta say, I'm getting my ass whooped on the Champ Ross this season. I ain't happy about it, but I gotta say, salute to everybody that came through that answered the bell. You know what I'm saying? Like Warzone is in the Champ Ross. I didn't even know it. That's that Ernest Collier that y'all see on the Champ Ross. He in third place. My boy Napoleon Armstrong, he like in fifth place. Both these guys got action that winning the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we had some people that answer the bell. Derek Bailey, he came in like, I don't remember, he came in a nice little spot last week. Yeah, it's been a few of y'all answering the bell around here, man. I got to come back with something. D-Lo said Jacobs gave both them guys tough fights. He did. Yeah, Jacobs, I thought he won against Triple G. When I went back and watched it again, I had it 114 to 113. Yeah, I think that's the score I had. It was real close, but I had Danny Jacobs edging it out. Derek Bailey said, yeah, he third. Yeah, he over there doing something, man. I talked all that shit to him. Nigga, get in the Champ Ross. And he got in the Champ Ross, and he coming with something on the Champ Ross. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give credit where it's due. J1 Pro, yeah, salute to you, bro. It's going down. Derek Bailey, you got second last week. I knew it was something up in there. You was in the mix like bacon, eggs, and grits. D'Lo said, my coins are on it going the distance. Both guys have sturdy durability. That's a good point. Absolutely. Derek Bailey said, moving back up the ranks in the Champ Raw. Yeah, do your thing. Yeah, man, I said I can't talk about nothing. Because look, y'all, this is my first season ever doing fantasy football. My partner had me getting in his league. He got a league that costs $150 to get in. This is my first time ever doing this shit. And I'm in that motherfucker green, weak, and getting slaughtered. I think my first pick of the damn draft was like CD Lamb or some shit because I didn't know how to do it. So I'm just up there with the clock ticking. I'm trying to figure the shit out. I'm over here getting these weak ass picks. I got CD Lamb. I got what's the running back for Dallas? Ezekiel Elliott, and I got Dalton Schultz. And I don't like now one of them motherfuckers. I just didn't know how to pick nobody else.
What you on fantasy? J1 Pro, salute, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm in this fantasy league and shit, man. And the way they got it set up, like you got to go against somebody every week. So the dude I went against last week, he went out there and tore my ass up. He got 175 points and I got 103 points. Man, I'm up there, man. I'm trash. You know what I'm saying? I can't cap. I'm just trash, bro.
Yeah, that shit be weird.
Yeah, I'm just weak because if I knew how to pick the players I wanted, I would have had a better shot at it. But since I couldn't figure the shit out, I just had to take who they was giving me. And that's what was really fucking me up, you know what I'm saying? But when I figured it out a little bit, I made a few good picks. Like I had the Buffalo Bills defense as my defense. And you see what they went out there and did in the first week, you know what I'm saying? So that was one good thing I did. But a lot of them other players, man, them motherfuckers trash. Gil Cole said he in a strong 14th place. I can't even talk shit to Gil Cole. I'm in fucking 19th place. I think I went back a spot this past week. Ms. Alma Brown said, what? They got you watching football? Well, they ain't really got me watching. I mean, we've been betting and shit. So I said, fuck it, I might well bet on a little football. I love college football. That's my favorite thing. I forgot how much I miss college football, man. Games on all day on Saturday. I'm over here watching Georgia, checked out Alabama against Texas a little bit. I watched Appalachian State. They went out there. Who Appalachian State beat? They got an upset on them. I can't even remember, man. There was so many games that I was watching. But yeah, I was having fun with that shit. J1 Pro said CD Lamb overrated. Yeah, you overrated, man. And I'm a Cowboys. I guess I could say I'm a Cowboys fan, even though I done bet against them a million times. But yeah, CD Lamb overrated. I saw that last season. When Amari Cooper, when he got hurt and CD Lamb had to play as the number one, he went out there and got shut down. It's kind of like Juju Smith-Schuster with the Steelers. When he had Antonio Brown, he out there acting a fool because he got the number 2 cornerback on him. Whenever they lose Antonio Brown, now the number 1 guy is on Juju Smith-Schuster, and that's the same thing that happened with CD Lamb when he lost Amari Cooper. And plus, Amari Cooper was the man teacher. That was his mentor. Like CD Lamb, he asked him questions like, man, how you do that? How you come out like that? How you come out the breaks like that and all that shit? And Amari Cooper teaching them, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was stupid to get rid of that guy, man. I definitely would have kept Amari Cooper. D'Lo said, but both guys probably want to knock out badly, but Canelo has favor of the judges, so he won't be as desperate, okay? Then he said, Canelo BBJ Alvarez. I don't even know what the hell that means. D'Lo said, I hit for a little something on Georgia Southern over Nebraska, but I'm clueless in the NFL pick, so I'm just watching the tickers or something like that. Yeah, I think I saw that Georgia Southern upset too. I didn't actually watch the game, but I think I saw. Yeah, that's who I was thinking. Texas A&M. I was thinking Appalachian State went out there and took care of them. I didn't want to sound dumb, so I just kept it to myself. But yeah, they went out there and handled that business. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of them teams that I normally be liking too, because they kind of out the way. People don't be thinking about them, but they be sitting over there with a decent defense. You be looking at they at the schedule that they done played, and you see, man, they only let motherfuckers score 20 points a game. You know what I'm saying? They coming to hit something. J1 Pro said, okay, talking to Miss Alma Brown, Big Hen said, love college football. Let's go state. D-Lo said, now I do know that Amari Cooper has been solid everywhere he has been. Oh, yeah, he a bad motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? A great route runner. And he ain't a diva either. It's not that often that you're gonna get a guy on Amari Cooper's level caliber that he gonna actually teach the next man how to replace him. That takes a certain amount of humility to do that. You know what I'm saying? So he like a team first type of guy. You keep that type of dude on your team, man. D-Lo said he blessed by the judges. Okay, that's what the BBJ mean, huh? Blessed by the judges. Yeah, man, we go ahead and jump on the trivia, though, y'all. Go ahead and knock that shit out. I do got quite a bit of questions, but we're going to have to do a check real quick because I didn't write the questions down. I just kept them in my phone. And if I'm able to be successful with this, we're going to be doing a whole lot more trivia because I ain't got to do all that writing and fucking my back up. So let me slide over here, man. Y'all tell me how.
What you say, bro? Mic check, mic check. Sound like the mic went out.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So it sounds like it ain't gonna work then. Fuck. Man, I had my hopes up that shit was gonna work, man. Let's try it one more time, man.
Yeah, it's probably messed up.
Hey, man. Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
All right, y'all. So we ain't gonna have no trivia tonight. I guess ain't no shortcuts in life, huh? I sure thought I had one, y'all, because I got a new microphone and I got some new Wi-Fi that's a lot faster, that's been working a lot better. So I just knew I was gonna be able to pull this shit off, man. So yeah, we ain't gonna be able to do no trivia tonight, man. I'm gonna have to come back with it tomorrow. MZ Talk Boxing, his birthday's tomorrow, so he's not gonna do a live stream. So we're gonna do Trivia Tuesday tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have all the questions written out. Fuck, man, I gotta sit up there and just do that shit, man. It just feels so dumb that I'm sitting up here just writing, and that's what's fucking up all my energy to where I could be putting that energy towards something more productive in my mind, like towards getting more information instead of sitting up there manually writing out something. Like, man, that shit done made me kind of mad a little bit, man, because I just knew that shit was gonna work. J1 Pro said my first and only year doing fantasy football was like 6 years ago when I finished second overall with a trash lineup. Okay. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, man. Let me think of who my squad is. All right, my starting quarterback, I got Derek Carr because you know he got the receiver from Green Bay, and plus he got Hunter Renfrow and a few more people. I thought he gonna be able to put up some numbers. He went out there in his first game against the Chargers and threw 3 interceptions in this motherfucker. And I got Matt Ryan as my backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? As my running backs, I got Christian McCaffrey and I got Ezekiel Elliott. My receivers, I got Adam Lazard from Green Bay. He hurt right now. CeeDee Lamb. Man, I can't even think of all the motherfuckers right now. But I got Dalton Schultz as my tight end, and plus I got the tight end from the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of his name right now either. But yeah, my lineup is kind of trash. D-Lo said, tell me how. Gone. I don't know what he's talking about. Big Hen said, boxing needs to sign with ABC or CBS because ESPN Plus and Showtime networks are not helping the sport grow. Shit, I don't disagree with you on that, man. Put that shit in front of the masses. D-Lo said, email them to your tablet or something. Well, you know I ain't good with the technology, man. I'm about to figure out something, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm down, so I'm not trying to sit up there doing all that writing.
Copy paste. Is a lot of.
Hold on, I just thought about something. I might be able to do. Let me try something real quick. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, give me a second. Let me try something.
Yep. J1 talking to Big Hen. He said facts for real. Brown said, "What were you trying to do?" He probably can talk you through it. D-Lo said, "So what happened? So what happened if, say, one of your QBs loses his spot and the other gets hurt? It just sounds like he's just gonna be assed out, D-Lo." Eric R said, "I'm mad. Someone took my pick, AJ Brown." Oh, you in one of the fantasy leagues too?
Nah, that shit didn't work. I tried to copy and paste it in this chat right here, but it was too much.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say that if you copy and paste it, you don't have to be able to do like a few at a time if it's a gang of questions.
Yeah, it's a gang of them hoes too.
Yeah, do a screenshot. Oh, but you gotta send it to your tablet and all that. That's gonna be a little minute too. So y'all know it ain't clickbait. The title ain't clickbait.
Yeah, man, motherfucker had good intentions, man. But like I said, if I was successful, we would be doing a whole lot more trivia. But this shit gonna slow me down, man. It is what it is. Like tonight, I got 70 questions. Like man, that shit take like 3 hours just to write that shit, man. My motherfucking hands and shit be hurting all cramped up and shit. So that's why I was trying to find a shortcut. I have to figure out something though. Uh,
Eric R, salute, bro.
salute. What's going down, bro? Almond Brown say might be able to. Oh, you read that. Dilo says, so what happens if, say, one of your quarterbacks loses his spot and the other gets hurt? Loses his spot. Shit, that motherfucker out of there then. I gotta go find a backup or something somewhere, I guess. I don't know, man. This is my first year doing this shit, bro. I got a backup though. Matt Ryan, my backup. He looked all right with the Colts and shit. And he was on the road, so he might look a little better when he at home. But the same thing could be said about Derek Carr too, though. Eric Carr said, I'm mad someone took my pick, AJ Brown.
Hey, I see what you were trying to do. That shit only took one at a time.
Yeah, they got me with like 3-4 questions or some shit like that. I mean, I guess I could sit up there and copy paste all that shit, but that shit, yeah, man. I'm just gonna write it down. I guess maybe I'm being lazy and shit. Ain't no shortcuts, nigga. Eric Carr, salute to you. I see J1 Pro say you should have a backup quarterback. You can put in the starting lineup, or at least that's how it was when I play. Yeah, I got a backup. That's Matt Ryan. Eric Carr said, yeah, I took Patrick Mahomes early, shook all their asses up. Yeah, I don't even remember. I think I was like number 9 picking and shit. So by the time he got to me, all them type of motherfuckers was gone. D-Lo said, screenshot them all and copy and paste them all and email them to yourself. Then go to your tablet and open up the email. Email them to myself. Yeah, the tablet out of there, man. I ain't even been fucking with the tablet. But that bitch ain't got no juice. That motherfucker just been sitting up. That bitch probably got a gang of dust on that motherfucker. I gotta upgrade the tablet, man. Eric Carson, my backup, Jalen Hurts, aka no drop off. And Jalen Hurts went out there and did his thing, man. I picked them motherfuckers to win the division. I wasn't happy to do it, but reality is reality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got the 7th best chance to win the damn Super Bowl according to the odds makers. D-Lo said, yeah, I know nothing about fantasy football, so I was curious as to if you get to pick another. Yeah, I guess I'm going to find out, bro. Like I said, this is my first time, and I'm in a league that costs some money. Big Hen said, Bucks beat the brakes off the Cowboys. Yeah, they did, man. Really, like, when I be looking at football teams, I know it's a total team sport, but I really look at them as 3 teams in one. Like, you got offense, you got defense, and you got special teams. I would say that my offense got the shit kicked out of them, but the defense wasn't that bad. They only gave up 1 touchdown and some field goals. They was out there hitting Brady and shit, man. I actually think that they had something that they can build on. But when it comes to the offense, man, them motherfuckers, man, I knew they was gonna be trash though. As soon as I saw we didn't have Amari Cooper, I already knew what time it was. J1 Pro said somebody should have picked Russell Wilson. That was really my first them Broncos was really my first Super Bowl pick that I was thinking about. But I got to go with them Bills though, man, because them folks just got so much continuity. They made the defense a little stronger. They got a strong rotation with the front four. The front seven. You know what I'm saying, man? Them motherfuckers, they deep, man. That's a deep ass team. But I think it's gonna come down to the Broncos and the Bills in the AFC. That's what I think. Eric Carson Trez, you know what it is. Deep down, fly Eagles, fly. Nah, ain't no shit like that, man. I look at reality, man. Like I'm a fan of teams and shit, I guess, but I ain't that much of a fan to where I'm just gonna blindly say some shit. I felt like the Eagles had a good draft. I thought they was playing hard last season. I thought they were flying around making plays and shit last season. And the Cowboys got weaker, and I felt like they got stronger. So I got to ride with them Eagles. And plus, I ain't a Dak Prescott fan. I ain't never been sold on him, man. I remember I used to watch Dak Prescott at Mississippi State, and I bet on his games a few times. He actually won me some games at Mississippi State. They had a good defense. Dak Prescott was doing his thing, running and throwing. But I never looked at him like he going to be a future NFL quarterback. That shit never jumped out of my mind. And when we got him in the 4th round and he came in playing the way he was playing, I was shocked. I did not see that shit coming. But to me, it looked like he reverting back to what he really is. This man is not nothing special in my opinion, man. And I think we're gonna find out that he ain't shit. For real, like I thought in the first place. Big Hen said, Trey, I always pick against Vegas. I like my odds. All right. Vegas wasn't built on motherfuckers being right all the time, though. Hey, I'm a pretty good picker of football games. I done picked a bunch of games in here quietly. I only got one wrong. I know ain't nobody been paying attention, but the only football game that I have predicted since we've been doing YouTube was Alabama against Georgia. I had Alabama winning, and I went against my numbers. But when I just go with the straight numbers, man, I be getting these games right all the time. You know what I'm saying? J1 Pro said, I picked the Bills the last 3 years to make the Super Bowl. I've come to realization they just ain't got it. I feel like they got to pay their dues. I always feel like that. Like Russell Wilson, he get deep in the playoff. What was it, like his first year starting? I think that was 2012, and then he come back in 2013 and he wins the Super Bowl. I felt like he had to pay his dues. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. He get out there early doing his thing, but he got to pay his dues, and then he come back and win. I think it's the same thing with this Josh Allen guy. And I ain't gonna lie, man. I am biased towards players that win bets for me. Like Michael Vick lost an $8,000 bet for me, and I'll forever dislike Michael Vick. Maybe it was a bad pick on my behalf, but I just never forget Michael Vick turning the ball over 2 times in the red zone that cost me $8,000. Fuck Michael Vick. But when it comes to that damn Josh Allen, he won some bets for me at Wyoming. They had a defense that wasn't that good on the road, but at home they were locked down. And Josh Allen out there slanging that bitch for his boy Trey X at Wyoming. We giving up 3 points at home. He go out there and beat the motherfuckers by 28. Yeah, I like Josh Allen, man. And I feel like he done paid his dues. He paid his dues last year. This is the year. If they gonna win something, this is the year to win it. They led the league in a bunch of categories that people don't even think about. Like people think about rushing, they think about passing, they think about defense, but they don't know the more advanced numbers. See, I know the more advanced numbers, but I ain't gonna give up all my secrets though. But really, it's just about efficiency and home road dichotomy. But I ain't gonna tell y'all how to calculate it though. Derek Bailey said that's facts. Trey Dak is looking real suspect right now. Yeah, like I said, man, my first reaction, like my first thought was that he was not that good anyway. Like I said, I was surprised when he came out playing the way he was playing because I did not see that type of quarterback in Mississippi State. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. D'Lo said that's the right attitude. It's always best to weigh probability over possibility. Yeah, J1 Pro said Dak's still an upgrade from Romo, and Cowboys fans act like Romo was a Hall of Famer. Dak an upgrade from Romo? I disagree with that shit. I remember a while back when Dak Prescott was actually doing well. I can't remember what season it was. They was playing against the Cleveland Browns, and the Cowboys got in the red zone, and it was second down. Cowboys ran a play, and it got defense well, by the Cleveland Browns. And the Cowboys came out there like, hold on. Hold on, let me finish let me remember how this shit went. Okay, they got the fence real well on this second down, and the Browns lined up in the exact same defense for third down. Dak Prescott couldn't even figure out an adjustment to make like an audible or nothing. Like they went right into the same defense again, and the motherfuckers defended the Cowboys. To me, that shows that he ain't on Romo level, man. I think Romo is a smarter quarterback than Dak Prescott. I trust Romo way more than Dak Prescott, man. That's just me. I'm not sold on Dak Prescott. Never been. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't gonna say that he a Hall of Famer though. I never felt like that. I think the Hall of Fame should be for special players, like in all sports. You know what I'm saying? Boxing too. But he was a pretty good quarterback though. He had some pretty good years. I think he got fucked up early on when they played the Seattle Seahawks, and they had him out there on special teams, and he fumbled the snap for the field goal, and I think that fucked him up like mentally and shit moving forward. That's just my opinion, because that was just he was off to a bad start. Rod as the champ, salute to you, man. What's going down? That's another one over there doing something in the champ, Ross. I got to give credit where it's due. But y'all have fun while you can, man. Charles D, I think he another one that's beating me. Yeah, hey, I'm not sitting over here just being cool with being beat. Believe that. I'm coming back with something, man. You know what I'm saying? But what's going down with you, champ? Yeah, we supposed to be doing some trivia tonight, but I'm over here fucking up.
Champ! Salute. What's good with it, bro?
Well, guaranteed, man, we're going to have the trivia done for tomorrow, man. So y'all come through and check it out with us, you know what I'm saying? Well, not check it out, but come participate in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have it ready for you. Yeah, my original Super Bowl pick, these Broncos, they look like they ain't gonna get off to the best start this season with these motherfucking Seahawks, but they still got some time. I thought they were gonna barnstorm on motherfuckers, especially on the road and shit though, because that's what they were doing last season. Like when they played the Cowboys, they came to Dallas and beat the brakes off the motherfuckers. Eric Ross had all these voices whooping his ass. Yeah, last week we did have a fair share of boys. Them motherfuckers don't never help. But Chandler Ross said he gonna give us plenty of material going forward though. So hopefully next week we have us about 17 fights or something to pick from, so we can stand some of them boards. But I think we got like 3 cards this week or something. I haven't actually looked at that shit up close yet. That's really part of my problem. Like last week, I made a pick that I didn't even want to make. I took that M. Billy dude by decision. And that was just a mistake. So that let me know, like, man, I've been going too hard at this shit, man. I got to take a little step back, let my brain rest a little bit, and then come back with something, man. Because I really been like on a losing streak. Like I've been doing bad with my bets and bad on the Chandler Ross. Like I think my last 6 picks, I'm like 2 and 4 or some shit when it come to betting. You know what I'm saying? So, and I done had a little bad luck, like that Marcin Seaweed dude. I lost that fight by a draw, like a motherfucker. And then the fight last week, we had Bernard Angelo Torres. He lost by split decision. So I'm losing some close decisions. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm having some bad luck right now. Dimps Designs, what's up with you, man? We appreciate you coming through. She said, good evening, Marlo and Trey. Definitely appreciate you. J1 Pro said, look at.
Good evening, sis.
J1 Pro said, look at the numbers, Trey. Prescott better, and Romo had a better defense. Prescott is better, like, man, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to say, because you still got to take into account when Romo played. Like, for example, like, all right, think about this. Last year, the best defense in the league, I don't even like saying this kind of shit, but this is square business. Last year, the best defense as far as the numbers go and efficiency go was the Buffalo Bills. That was their offense gave up 0.303 points per play. If you go back to 2013, you had several teams that was below 0.3 points per play. Like the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers, they were like at 0.23 points per play. The 49ers was at 0.25 points per play. That's a total different situation that's going on right now. And I just named them teams, but it was several teams. The Chicago Bears, they was below 0.3 points per play. Ain't no teams allowed to play that type of defense no more. So this is a different type of setup for these quarterbacks. That's why you got people like Tom Brady that can play all this time. These motherfuckers playing till they 45 and shit because they not allowed to be hit on the way that they was getting hit on 10 years ago. So that's why it's kind of hard for me to make that comparison. But just looking at Romo, because I've been watched down there all the Romo games. To me, I think he's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Dem's Design said good evening to the mods in the chat. Big Hen said Denver and Seahawks 13-17. Wilson look okay with Denver. I know it's gonna take some like an adjustment period. Like when Tom Brady first went to the Bucks, he didn't just take off right away. You know what I'm saying? Like they had some good games and shit like that, but it took a little while for him really just to gel. Same thing with Matthew Stafford last year. And I predict both of those Super Bowls, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I done picked several preseason Super Bowls since we've been doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we gonna see though. I know them Cowboys ain't gonna be shit, but I think them Bills is gonna go win it all. I really do. I think it's gonna come down to the Bills and the Bucks more than likely. But I won't be surprised if we get like a team win expecting coming out the NFC. But for right now, it looks like the Bucks is gonna be representing the NFC. Who you think gonna be in the Super Bowl with them Bills, bro?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking to see. I don't know if the Rams looking trash. I don't know. It's hard to tell right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you right, man. Because even the Bucks ain't got the same defense. The motherfuckers ain't got Ndamukong Suh and all them dudes back there, man. So it's kind of hard to call, but I'm gonna go with them Bucks though. I think they're gonna send Tom Brady off to the sunset with an L. And Bill's gonna hang an L up on it because I guarantee you, man, that defensive line, they get back there on Brady, they gonna have his ass back there tap dance. It's gonna be tap dancing back there. J1 Pro said Bucks not making the playoffs, bro. Watch out for the Vikings. Oh yeah, I forgot about them Vikings out there trying to do something. I just got to see, man, about Kirk Cousins. But I ain't gonna lie though, Kirk Cousins is one of my favorite quarterbacks because when he was at Michigan State, that man won bet after bet after bet. Matter of fact, I put this on my life, man. I am not lying to y'all. Anytime I bet on Michigan State with Mike D'Antonio and Kirk Cousins, Captain Kirk Cousins, they never lost for me. They never lost one game. So I got love for Kirk Cousins, man, because he held me down. But at the same time, as in the NFL, I ain't got that same type of confidence. But we'll see though, man. I do know they got a tough squad. I ain't a big believer in Dalvin Cook either, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. When Dalvin Cook, when he was at Florida State, he had this game against Boston College, and I saw Boston College make him quit. Maybe he was thinking about his future. Maybe he was thinking about his money. But they were hitting that boy. They were hitting him and the quarterback. I can't remember the quarterback name. It's the brother. I think he was a transfer. His last name was, I think his name was Everett Golson or something like that. But they were hitting these people, man. And that one time they hit Dalvin Cook, and I said, if they hit him like that again, he's going to quit. They gave him the ball again. A big cloud of smoke. Bam! They hit him again. I said he's going to quit. He got up. He started stretching, and he politely walked to the sideline and did not return to the game. And I told my partner, I said, nigga, I told you if they keep hitting this man like this, he going to quit. And that's what he did. And I never forgot about that, man. That was one of my favorite performances by defense. Boston College against Florida State. What year was this? I can't remember what year it was. I can't remember, but man, that was a hell of a defensive game they put down that day, man. I'm talking about hitting. Eric Carr said Lions might can win you some money this year as a dark horse, but they was winning. The Lions were covering point spread last year. You know what I'm saying? I know they sorry they losing a bunch of games, but they got a coach that make them motherfuckers play, man. They be fired up and they go out there and give it they all. If you bet on the Lions every game last year and took the points, you would have made a profit. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember their exact record against the spread, but it was like 11-6 against the spread. That's my guess. I think that's what it was. But yeah, they were playing hard last year. Big Hen said, I got the Browns and the Bucks in the Super Bowl. Browns win, don't hate. Now, I ain't got no reason to hate on the motherfucker. I think y'all need a better quarterback. Who the quarterback? Jacoby Brissett. I bet on Jacoby Brissett when he was at North Carolina State a few times, and they had a hell of a defensive line back there too when that boy was at North Carolina State, and they went out there and covered some point spreads for their boy Trey X. So I got a little bit of love for Jacoby Brissett, but I just don't know if he enough to go win the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But I know he will fight, and he'll scrap with you though. You know what I'm saying? He gonna give it his all. J1 Pro said, watch out for Miami, too. Oh, yeah, they got a little defense over there. I just don't know about Tua. That's the only thing, man. I don't know about Tua. But we'll see, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got some new weapons and shit over there, but I know they got a pretty decent defense and shit, though, man. So we'll see. It just be kind of hard for me to lock in completely to the defenses because, like I said, the defenses ain't what they used to be. I used to look out there and I see a defense 0.23 points per play. They hitting everything moving, and you ain't scoring nothing on these people. You know what I'm saying? You go out there and run. If they giving up 0.23 points per play, you go out there and run 70 plays, they done let you score about 16 points. I don't see them same type of defenses now. You know what I'm saying? It'd be kind of hard for me to get excited like I want to, but I think them Bills got the best chance, though, like it's a combination of offense and defense and special teams coming together. Big Hen said Deshaun Watson coming, Trey. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that shit, but I don't think he's going to make a mark this year, though. Yeah, I think he's going to have to get back in there and get in the swing of things with his new team and shit, and I think he'll have action, but not this year, though. Eric Austin, Cowboys out here looking like spoiled breast milk in this motherfucker. Yeah, man, them Cowboys looking real embarrassing. I'm from Texas, born and raised. This is a football state, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I feel real disrespected by these Cowboys right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, I did not even pick them to win the division, so it ain't like I'm eating crow. But, yeah, I feel embarrassed by the motherfuckers, though. I got Gil Coles all in Discord talking shit. Look at these Bucks, man, 19-3 and all this old shit. I got to deal with all that. Man, sorry ass Prescott go out there and get hurt. Man, Big Hen said Baker Mayfield looked sad. He took his ball and went home. Yeah, I got a little respect for Baker, man, but I just was thinking about him in college and shit. As a pro, he ain't really worth a fuck. But I won a bet against my old school partner when Baker Mayfield was at Oklahoma and they had played Georgia in the playoffs. And I had took them Georgia Bulldogs, Sony Michel and Nick Chubb went out there and ran that ball on them motherfuckers after putting that defense on Baker Mayfield ass. He had went to the ground, I think it was the third round, and one of the linemen dropped down on him with a knee. I was like, oh, yeah, I like all that. Yeah, I'm here for all that. You know what I'm saying? But as a pro, yeah, I ain't just been impressed by no Baker Mayfield, though. He like an average type of quarterback, mid-level type guy, serviceable type guy, but he ain't nobody that I think is going to take you all the way, though.
Ain't no Josh Allen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Josh Allen, man, that's a football player. I just hope he don't get too carried away with trying to run over these linebackers. I don't think that shit gonna work out for the long run. I think he can do something this year, but he gonna have to chill out, bro. You can't be running over these defensive ends and shit, my brother. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he a bad motherfucker though. Got a big ass arm too. He slaying that bitch 70 yards like it ain't nothing. Like Joe Flacco could back in the day. That motherfucker Joe Flacco had a hell of an arm, man. It's Josh Allen. He can slang that bitch. I see the score still the same, 13-17.
Hey, Broncos looking to score.
Yeah, so it looked like they're going to have like a negative home road dichotomy as far as being on the road. It looked like the Broncos, just looking at this, it looked like moving forward when they playing at home, they're going to look a lot better. I know some people be thinking like the home team, they automatically get 3 points if you're being at home. It don't really work like that. Some teams are better at home and some teams are better on the road. You just got to be able to calculate that shit. And it's a simple way that you can calculate the shit. Find the home road dichotomy. And they moving. They in the red zone in the motherfucker now. Yeah, man, I hate that I ain't get the trivia together, y'all. Man, I apologize for that shit. I really thought I had made a breakthrough, though. But I'm definitely going to come back with something tomorrow. I really feel like we just sitting up here bullshitting. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? We just talking about football. We ain't really got no boxing to break down. That took place last week. The fight that's coming up this weekend, don't nobody even really give a fuck about it. If you give a fuck about Golovkin and Canelo, type of one in the chat. Because I don't give a damn about the fight. I'm going to be honest with you. Did you give a fuck about that fight, bro?
Which one?
Golovkin and Canelo.
Hell nah.
I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. That's a fight. We ain't even asked for that shit.
Now I see they continue to sell us this bullshit.
J1 Pro type to 0. Yeah, man, we ain't worried about that shit, man. Salute to my boy Moody Treywell. He said he ain't worried about that fight either. Yeah, it's a fight we ain't even asked for, man. And then I saw that they charging $85 for the fight, $84.99. Like, damn, I hope that ain't no trend that's gonna be moving forward where they moving up on the pay-per-view, especially for ones that we don't even want. Man, I don't even be talking about the numbers that much, but I hope that shit is a massive flop. Like, who in the fuck want to pay $85 for Canelo versus Golovkin 3? Eric Ross said, damn, Seahawks out here looking like they ain't missing a beat. We can't have that. They look like they ain't out there missing a beat. They getting drove on right now. Eric Ross said he gives 0 fucks about it. Big Hen said, why are the Cowboys always talked about even though they suck? I don't know. Well, I mean, they America's team. I mean, do you know how many people around this country, around the world like the Cowboys, man? I done met people from different places, Minnesota and shit. Motherfucker way down here in Texas talking about the Cowboys. Yeah, it is what it is, man. People just like the team. But I really think that's going to change, though. I really do. Like, people ain't going to just keep on going for some losing shit. At least not me. Like, I can't say that because there are a lot of blind fans out there. Like, some people, they just want to go for it because that's their team, that's their area. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Are you winning or are you losing? If you losing, I can ride with you for a little while. But I'm not gonna keep on riding with you when you're losing because I don't accept that from myself. I'm not gonna take nothing from somebody else that I don't accept from myself. I don't accept losing from myself. Like, I've been over here kicking myself in the ass all season on Channel Ross because I ain't been doing what I'm supposed to do. I hold myself accountable. I gotta hold them motherfuckers accountable, nigga. You need to win. And y'all doing obvious things that's fucking the team up, like letting go of Amari Cooper. You should have gave that man that $20 million or whatever the fuck he needed to get and kept that man. Cowboys, man, man. And then we get the weak ass coaches. We need to get rid of Kellen Moore, weak ass. That motherfucker can't call no football game. Man, that motherfucker better off calling me and I give him some plays off Madden than riding with Kellen Moore. Man, Kellen Moore ain't got himself shit out there. And they acting like he a golden boy or something. He weak as well, boy. McCarthy ain't got nothing. Man, McCarthy, when he won that Super Bowl, a lot of people forget that he had Joe Philbin on his roster, on his coaching staff. And Joe Philbin did a great, amazing job with Aaron Rodgers back in 2010, and they went all the way to the Super Bowl. Ever since they lost Joe Philbin, Aaron Rodgers ain't looked quite as good, and they ain't been winning the same. When they had Joe Philbin, man, they was out there doing their thing. Eric Ross said, nigga, Cowboys ain't won since Ronald Reagan wasn't. Now, we ain't going to say all that hyperbole, but you saying all of that because the Eagles got one funky-ass championship. And it took a backup Nick Foles out there gunning that motherfucker because he ain't had no conscience. He was just out there slanging that bitch. Alshon Jeffrey and them going out there getting that shit. But before then, man, them Eagles ain't have they self shit. What the Eagles win? The motherfucker got one championship in the history of the NFL. And this man, Eric Carr, think he can sit back there and talk some shit. Nigga, you better put some respect on them 5 championship trophies we got out here in Dallas, Texas, nigga. Big Hen said home field advantage don't really exist no more. That's what you think. You don't know how to calculate a home field advantage. If you know how to calculate a home field advantage, tell me how you calculate that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that shit definitely do still matters a great deal in sports. the home road dichotomy is the number one way that people lose their money when it comes to betting on sports. You will have a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you will say this team is superior to these Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Pittsburgh Steelers will go to Jacksonville and lose to an inferior team because of the home road dichotomy. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I ain't trying to. I hate when I come in here giving game. I just need to let people think what they gonna think. That's what I need to do. But I got a lot of experience when it comes to betting on football. I will say that I'm a losing better on football because back when I was betting on it, we used to make parlays like some fucking clowns, like some idiots. That's why I hate parlays to this day. I would go out there and go 6-1, 7-1, and lose, and have everybody looking at me all mad, looking at me crazy. I done went 7-1. We done lost our money because we bet a fucking parlay and everybody mad at me. Like, man, fuck that shit, nigga. We betting singles from now on. Nigga, I play to win. Eric R said, y'all can have our pussy ass defensive coordinator and his timid ass. All right, we don't want y'all motherfuckers that y'all don't want, nigga. We need some real coaching up in D-Town, man. You know what I'm saying? We need a good offensive coordinator. I don't mind the defensive coordinator. Yeah, y'all can have him, man. I'm cool with what we got on defense. That's the best coach that we got. Eric R said it won't be our last championship. I think it's gonna be tough though. It's gonna be tough. Y'all got the 7th best odds this season, but with Jalen Hurts, man, I don't think y'all gonna win no Super Bowl, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna be able to get past them other quarterbacks. But I will say that the quarterback game might not be as thick as like as deep as what it looks. Excuse me. Cause like Brady, he gonna be retiring and shit. Matthew Stafford, he ain't just the best. That boy out of Arizona, he ain't worth a fuck. I guess he ain't been doing his homework. That boy from Oklahoma, that Heisman Trophy winner, I can't even think of his name. I guess Aaron Rodgers, he getting older. So yeah, once these folks get out the way, there might be a chance that the Eagles can go win some with Jalen Hurts. Now that I'm sitting up here thinking about it, because he ain't got to worry about Dak Prescott. That motherfucker weak as well water. I can't think of everybody off the top of my head, but yeah, you might be right. You already got people like Drew Brees and shit, he out the way. We're going to have Tom Brady out the way here pretty soon. So you might have action. I see they had to settle for 3 on these people.
Hey, what's the name not good in the goal line? Russell Wilson. He ain't good on the goal line. That motherfucker stay. Remember he messed it up in the Super Bowl. They tried to give it to him with a pass play and that interception. Who intercepted the ball from? You remember?
Malcolm Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malcolm Butler came down with this shit. And then they played in the Super Bowl against the Eagles, and Malcolm Butler didn't even get to play. And the Eagles go out there and put up 41 points on these people. That motherfucker Bill Belichick a goddamn clown, man. If he played them, they might have beat them Eagles. And Eric Carr couldn't be down there saying shit. He down there talking noise because Bill Belichick let him talk noise. But I got to give Nick Foles his props, though, man. Nick Foles was bombing away in that motherfucker that season, man. I'm talking about, it seemed like every time I looked up, this motherfucker going deep. You know what I'm saying? And they was coming down with the motherfuckers too, man. Alshon Jeffrey and all the motherfuckers. I know what they just got to stop. Okay, they just got to stop. So Russell Wilson gonna get a chance to go down there for a game-winning field goal. Eric Carr said AJ just got to keep beasting. Hold on, AJ just got to keep beasting. As soon as Hurts learn how to read the defense, he's going to be slinging that hole. We got a nice receiving core. Y'all got a nice squad all around. You know what I'm saying? We'll see though. Big Hen said, I see the NFL signing a deal with ABC now. Like they signed to all the big primetime networks, CBS, NBC, now ABC, boxing, take note. Yeah, I wish boxing was on all them channels and shit, man, like the good old days. I don't think it ever will be, though, bro. They want these pay-per-views. That's really what they want, man. If boxing can make us pay for every fight, they would. I promise they would. They would make us pay for every fight if they could, man. Eric Carr said, if was a fifth, well, hell, I just gave you some ifs. I'm saying if these certain quarterbacks get out the way, y'all might can win a championship in the future. You didn't have no problem with me saying that. But if I say that if Malcolm Butler would have played for the Patriots, he probably would have took y'all down. You got a problem with that. So in one instance, I said an if, you was cool with that. I said another if, and you wasn't cool with that. We got to be consistent, man. Don't be a hypocrite now. But he said 4 minutes to go in the fourth, same score, 16-17. That's a good sign for the defense.
Eric, let me find out you be double dutching from time to time.
Yeah, be consistent. Yeah, man, but that's a good sign for the Broncos defense, though. They going on the road, holding the motherfucker under 17, under 20 points, even though Geno Smith ain't worth a fuck. I think that's who playing quarterback for the Seahawks. I ain't even really been paying attention. I liked him a little bit at West Virginia, you know what I'm saying? But as a pro, he ain't just that impressive. So if the defense go out there and hold him to like 17 points, I guess that's not that impressive. You know what I'm saying? Eric Carr said, choose your ifs wisely, goddamn. Nah, you just need to be consistent. When I said that if Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady and all these people, when they get out the way, you should have said, no, my brother. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Nigga, stay consistent with the shit. They're based on facts. Is Geno, okay, Geno Smith out there? Yeah, I can't give a lot of credit here. Hell, it is Geno Smith. He was a pretty good quarterback at West Virginia. He just kept on staring down all his receivers. That's what kind of let me know that he wasn't going to be that good of an NFL quarterback. But I have to say that I am relatively impressed that he's still around. I thought that motherfucker would have been out the league. But he's still around, man. And he found his way to a starting position. That motherfucker started the game tonight, man. I got to give him his props. But, yeah, I wasn't just super impressed with him. He go out there and win some games, though, when he was at West Virginia. Staring them receivers down. Their defense wasn't worth a fuck, though. It's a few games I'm looking forward to this weekend. I would slide over there and go find my list, but I know y'all ain't going to be able to hear me. I'm still here. I was just looking at this shit. Unless you going to say something. Okay,
No,
let's see what...
I was just making sure I backed you up because I know your thing was tripping.
Yeah, it really ain't been tripping. I just, when I slid over to look at my list. Yeah, I got some way faster Wi-Fi now. You know what I'm saying? My shit ain't even been cutting in and out tonight, huh?
No, I thought it was just your microphone. So he must be going over to like some app or something.
Now I just go to my notes where I got my questions and shit.
I wonder why they're working.
I have no idea, man. I just knew we had one though. I swear. Derek Bates said, I agree, Trey. I thought Geno got his ass bounced out the league a while back, huh? J1 Pro said, Barrow, Allen, Mahomes, Herbert looking like they gonna lead the new wave of quarterbacks. Yeah, but those are all AFC quarterbacks though. Eric Carr, he talking about the Eagles. They in the NFC. So that's why, like, he ain't even got to worry about them too much until he get to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was just naming them NFC quarterbacks. Eric Carr said, if I was a matchmaker, I'd put boxing back on the map. Shit, man, there's a lot of matchmakers that can put boxing back on the map. Bring back Don King. Everybody be talking about Don King and shit, how he was fucking over all the fighters, man. Don King made great fights, man. Great fights, man. From Ali to Mike Tyson, man. He made great fights for boxing. It is what it is. And you know what, man? I was reading about Bill Richmond. You know, Bill Richmond is like our earliest black pioneer when it comes to boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was boxing in England in like 1810 type shit, 1807. You know what I'm saying? But he was a cutthroat motherfucker. He was like a Don King. I swear, when I read about Bill Richmond, I said, man, they needed the Ali Act for that motherfucker. Because, like, whenever fighters, when they came to England, because the black fighters, they was coming from America. And when they go to England, they look up Bill Richmond because Bill Richmond helped train them, and plus Bill Richmond get them fights. So this one fighter named Harry Sutton, he came through. Harry Sutton was a bad motherfucker. He was like our third significant fighter. The first one was Bill Richmond. The second one was Tom Molyneux. And the third one was Henry or Harry Sutton. So he was like a physically gifted guy. I think he was like a former slave. Went to England as a sailor and shit, and he started boxing over there. He looked up Bill Richmond. He won some fights. Bill Richmond took him out on tour. Bill Richmond was fucking the man out his money. I'm talking about Bill Richmond, they put him in there with this guy named Sam Robinson. Bill Richmond, they raised 180 pounds from the crowd for the fight. They gave Henry Sutton barely enough money to get home. And that was just an example of how Bill Richmond, like he helped his people, but he was cutthroat as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He didn't mind fucking you out your money. When they would go on tour, Henry Sutton was the main attraction, and he was getting paid the least amount of money. Tom Oliver and Bill Richmond was taking all the people money, man, especially Henry Sutton. So they needed an Ali act for that motherfucker. So that's why I say, man, hey, we got people like Don King. They call them cutthroat, but they made good fights. Bill Richmond was one of them motherfuckers too, man. That motherfucker was cutthroat, man. But like I said, he was one of our pioneers. I also read that he might be the person that came up with the boxing ring, like an elevated ring. Like I said, it was his idea to fight on the platform that was elevated like 4 feet off the ground. J1 Pro, okay, read that. Eric Carr said, keep cooking, family. I got to watch a show with the shorties. I'm going to catch the replay on the way to work. Peace. Appreciate you coming through. J1 Pro said, maybe Hurst. Go ahead, bro.
I was telling them peace, man.
J1 Pro said maybe Hurst would have to deal with Murray and the Cardinals in the NFC. I don't think so, man. That motherfucker need to do his homework. They got to put in the contract, nigga, that you got to study film. When I be looking at them great quarterbacks, the good ones, man, they watch a bunch of film, man. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and all them dudes. That motherfucker Kyler Murray ain't about to be watching that tape like that, man. I don't believe it. So I don't think he's going to be just no bad motherfucker. But we'll see, though, man. And plus, we don't have a history of quarterbacks his size being bad motherfuckers. Like, them small quarterbacks that's real good be outliers. Like a Drew Brees or even a Russell Wilson. This dude is smaller than that. Like, man, I got to see. I'm not a believer right now, man. Shit, I'm going to say he don't. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, man, I've been learning a bunch of new shit off in this book, man. The way that black fighters were treated in England is captivating to me. I swear that's what done got me locked into reading about this. Because in the United States, man, the black fighter, they was treating them bad early on. But in England, it was totally different. Like May the 28th, 1816 is one of the most important dates in black boxing history. On this date, May 28th, 1816, that's when we first started having black fighters fight against each other. We had two fights. We had one, Sam Robinson versus Joe Stevenson. Both of them were trained by Bill Richmond, but they had a little falling out, so it became a grudge match. Sam Robinson, he went with Tom Oliver, and Bill Richmond had Joe Stevenson, and Sam Robinson beat him. So after that fight, the crowd, they said, man, we want to see some more fights with black fighters. So that's when Harry Sutton came onto the scene, and he fought a guy named Cropley's Black. And he went out there and pieced him up pretty good. Harry Sutton went out there and got the win. But what stood out to me is that after that, actually, I think it was before that fight, it was this old school fighter, like I guess former fighter, but he was very well respected. His name was Caleb Baldwin. And he was trying to keep order because after the first black fight, a lot of chaos had broke out and shit. People were just excited. They was really having fun with the shit. So he broke out his whip and he started hitting people with the whip, trying to get them back in line. And he hit this black guy, a brother. He hit this brother named Massa. God damn, what was his name? They call him Young Massa. I'm trying to think of his real name. I can't think of his real name, but he hit him with the whip. And Young Massa hit him with a two-piece and dropped his bitch ass. So everybody in the crowd was like, hey, man, you had that coming. you hit that man with the whip, what he was supposed to do. If you got a problem, fight the man in the ring. And he got in the ring with Young Massa and got his ass whooped. He was whooping his ass so bad that the crowd began to get, they started feeling uncomfortable. So they rose up a subscription purse. I think it was like 25 pounds. And they gave the Young Master so he'll stop beating the shit out of Caleb Baldwin. That never would have happened in the United States, man. That just shows you that a black man was able to defend himself. As a matter of fact, Harry Sutton, he had an exhibition one time, and the shit didn't go right. It's a long story. I ain't gonna say the whole story, but the shit didn't go right. So he started getting into it with a lot of white people in the crowd. One of them was Tom Oliver. They started fighting and shit. And the people was on Harry Sutton's side because they said that he was getting ridiculed too much. Any man with a heart is gonna want to defend himself. So in England, they said that the black man had the right to defend himself just like the white man did. It wasn't nothing like that going on in the United States, man. I just thought that shit was fucking interesting. You know what I'm saying? J1 Pro K, Big Hen said the story of the Hurricane, the boxing, the movie that Denzel Washington played the boxer, was he a real fighter? Oh, yeah, he was a real fighter, man. He had if you ever get a chance, go look at Hurricane Carter when he fought against the mayor of Philadelphia. What's his name? George Benton. That's one of my favorite fights to go back and watch, man. George Benton out there looking slick and smooth and shit with that science, you know what I'm saying? But Hurricane Carter was a power puncher. He stepped to you kind of behind a high guard type of stance, you know what I'm saying? But he was very strong, man. He had a lot of power. But I just like that fight with him and George Benton because they show you how good George Benton was, how he was able to slip and roll that right hand and come back with the right hand and shit. This shit was pretty, man. A gorgeous performance. But yeah, that was definitely a real fighter. Hypey said, Wagwan. He said, where the blood clot link? Yeah, this is Monday. Well, we had planned on doing some trivia. That's why he ain't dropped no link. But shit, Marlo, I guess he can drop a link if you want to. J1 Pro said, I'm not high on Mary either, but the Cards a solid team overall. Yeah, man, that's a team that it's really hard for me to believe in them motherfuckers, though. You know what I'm saying? I just have to see.
I dropped it, but we've been on an hour, though. I ain't be on that long. I got to get up early.
Yeah. Big Hen said, when did boxing become a real sport? What year? Well, the first registered boxing match was in England in 1681. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first registered boxing match. I guess you could say that's when it became a sport. But I would say boxing became an official sport in 1743 because that's when Jack Brockton first wrote the set of rules for boxing. Before then, it was just go for get it how you live, go for what you know. But he came with some rules and shit. And then in 1838, we got the next set of rules. Those were the London Prize rules. And then in 1858, we got the revised London Prize rules. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that on that journey, it's becoming more and more sport-like because at first it was kind of barbaric. Motherfucker was dying and shit. You know what I'm saying? Jack Brockton killed the motherfucker. That's what made him write the rules. But then it started becoming more of a gentleman type sport. He also came with the first boxing gloves. They were called mufflers. And that made it more of a sport. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say 1743. That's why I would say it became an official sport. Where you got like a uniform set of rules that everybody adheres to. And everybody looking at the sport the same. It's a few fighters that I'll be wanting to break down, man. I'm gonna write all this shit out instead of just talking off the top of my head, so it'd be a lot more smooth. But it's a few fighters I want to tell y'all about, though, man. Like James Wharton, for example. I told y'all that's our first pound for pound type of black fighter that we had. You know what I'm saying? He was fighting in the 1850s, and he was a bad man. I'm talking about he retired undefeated, and he was beating other people that you could consider pound for pound. Like he was beating undefeated guys. His best win was this guy named Hammer Lane. And Hammer Lane, you could say he like a Hall of Fame type motherfucker. He might be in the Hall of Fame. But he was undefeated. James Wharton was undefeated. And that's the fight that the people wanted to see. And they gave the people what they wanted to see. They went out there and went to war. And James Wharton beat the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's our first black fighter that the whole nation recognized as the best. Like they said, this is the best fighting man in all of England. No matter what the weight class is, this guy is the best. And that's the first fighter that the first black fighter that I saw described like that. You know what I'm saying? I also got to tell y'all the full story about John Perry too, because John Perry, he stand out to me because he our first black champion in any country, right? But he was just so much better than his opponents. Like a lot of the fighters that I read about, they would have some type of struggle in their fights. John Perry didn't have no struggle. He was like a 10 going against 7s and 8s. Like he was just so much superior than everybody that he was fighting that he was having an easy time with even the best of the best. The cream of the crop couldn't touch this man. They couldn't do nothing with him. And like I said, he was like a precursor to Jack Johnson. And the reason I say that is because he dressed fly. He talked a lot of shit in the ring. He would taunt his opponents. He would stick his tongue out at them and stuff like that. And plus, he would beat the shit out of them. Like, he would not allow them to be knocked out. Like, he would hit them with punches, then he would catch them and hold them up like Jack Johnson used to do. Y'all know Jack Johnson, he wouldn't let you get knocked out like when he fought against Tommy Burns. He'll beat the brakes off you, then when you fall, he'll catch you so you can't fall. And that's what this guy used to do, John Perry. So that's why I say he like a precursor to Jack Johnson, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he got an interesting story, man. It's another fighter named James Robinson. They call him the Ebony Phenomenon. I think that's a player-ass nickname, man. And it show you a little bit of difference. Like in America, when they come with nicknames for black fighters, it's like the Boston Tar Baby. Every time they came with a nickname, it was something that sounded offensive. In England, they would have nicknames that were offensive, but they would also have nicknames that sounded good, like the Ebony Phenomenon. I think that's one of the best nicknames I ever heard. You know what I'm saying? So they just show you how they treated black fighters in England as opposed to America. But I got several fighters that I'm gonna break down. I want to tell y'all about, man. Thomas Morgan, James shit, I can't think his fucking name, man. His name is James something. I can't think his goddamn name, man. But it's a few of them though, y'all. I'm gonna break it down for you. I see you had dropped the link and shit. Big Hen said, who was the first ever heavyweight champion? Well, under the Marquise. Well, if you want to go all the way back, man, the first heavyweight champion you could say was James Figg, and that was back in 1719. You could say he was the first. He like the pioneer to this shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to go to the Marquise of Queensberry rules, you got to say that the first heavyweight champion was John L. Sullivan. And that's where the lineage begins as far as the Marquise of Queensberry rules. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of the name of the motherfucker that he beat. I can't think of it. If you want to go back further than that, when it comes to the Americans, you got to go back to the Hire family. Those are the American pioneers when it comes to the belts. I ain't no historian though, man, so I don't never come here acting like I just know all that shit. I be say, oh, y'all doing trivia. My apology, keep going. Now, we ain't doing trivia today because I didn't write the questions. I got to come back with it. Ms. Aubrey Brown said, please hit the like button if you have. We definitely would appreciate that. But like you said, bro, we've been on for over an hour, man. We just sitting up here talking shit. You want to go ahead and shut it down?
Yeah, we can go ahead and shut it down.
My apologies, man.
Bronco lost.
Bronco lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't too surprised. I think they'll probably look better when they play at home. Excuse me, we'll see. Well, yeah, man, appreciate everybody coming through, man. We're gonna come back with it tomorrow. I'm gonna have all the questions rolled out and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So y'all come through and fuck with us. We're gonna have at least probably like 50 questions, maybe even the whole 70, because I got 70 questions in all. But my apologies, man. I'm gonna have my shit together. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death, man. Salute.
All right, salute, bro. Yeah, like always, man. We had to come check in, man. Chop it up with the fam. But we'll be back tomorrow, man. I forgot to drop the link, but I ain't dropped the link because we had something scheduled. But we'll just do it tomorrow, like bro said, man. But it's always good to see y'all, man. Chop it up with y'all. Enjoy y'all time. Catch y'all on the next one. Until next time, don't forget to tell them haters some trolls. The fuck out my gym.
You heard him.
Peace.
Yeah.